Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. It's the most wonderful day of the week. It's Sarah Wednesday.
Hello, dears.
So we have Miss Sarah here. And we have got wonderful you. Thank you for being here. We've got epic troll slayers. We have got a great community. It's glorious because you have been so kind. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. They always are. I mean, unless it's like a pop-up unusual show. All the regular live streams are timestamped. Thousands of them. Yeah. But you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. So, hello, hello. All right. I believe, I want to say, isn't it somebody's birthday?
Yes, I do believe so.
All right. Well, Norma was saying, I'm vacationing in Europe. You are my only lifeline to U.S. news. Ooh. Could you please sing happy birthday to my husband? Oh, yes, I can. And we tried to look up the pronunciation, so I apologize if I'm wrong on this, but we did our best. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear dragon. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Happy birthday, dear.
Happy birthday. All right, and just let everybody know, I'm happy to sing. I try to limit it to one a day, but I'm happy to sing happy birthday. I just requested in the chat. And before I come on, and there are two rules. One, just try to be nice. I may not be able to get to it. But two, I need a real first name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, but we're jumping in.
Yes.
Can I?
Okay. Are we skipping on today's episode and going straight in?
Yes.
All
because
right.
I'm a rebel.
All right. At 2:55, hit it, ma'am.
Okay. Welcome to the Black and Orange. What has Trump lost recently? Indeed. Yay. Becca's here from House of Lenormand. Do follow House of Lenormand. Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Hello. All right. So, for the first loss of the day, or loss of the recent days, let's have a look at the losses so far. A federal judge halted his restructuring of the government, halting Trump's February 11th executive order directing agencies to shut down offices and lay off thousands of people. And a federal judge said, get stuffed. Yeah. The executive order to shut down the law firm Jenner and Block has been overturned. Yeah. Oh, go touch grass. Okay. Florida GOP are breaking with Trump over Venezuelan deportations, so even his own party in one of the reddest states is telling him to take a hike.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. The big EU tariff has been paused until July 9th because he knows he can't sell it to the American people. Aw.
And he got nothing in return. No.
Exactly. There's some people online calling it taco. Trump always... It wasn't caves in. Trump always... was the CEO. But basically, he always gives up. He always gives up. I'll have to look that up. But it's an ongoing thing they're starting to use on social media. He's going to do this. No, he's not. Oh, it's June 1st for these. What?
Chickens
out. Thank you. Trump always chickens out. Thank you, Taco. Yeah. So that's a growing thing. So yeah, big EU tariffs have been paused. They're not June 1st, July 9th now. Mm-hmm. In related failures, Tesla sales are down over 49%. Yeah. What is
BYD is the Chinese version of Tesla. It's the Chinese, electric vehicle.
Oh, their sales are rising.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And a judge ruled that all the health articles scrubbed from mentioning the words transgender must be restored. Failure. Oh, Trump. So,
keep in mind, this is just for this week, and Monday was a holiday.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Woo.
yeah. So the failures, will the failures continue? This says J is for loser. Oh, goodness. Yeah, he's trying to...
Womp womp.
The Seven of Wands is a card of being on the defensive, as in you're being attacked and you're trying to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And MAGA is the Wands suit in general. This picture is scrubbing toilets with toothbrushes.
This is so perfect. I love this.
And it's right on top of the Fool card. So the actual cards are disappointment, judgment, really, really bad judgment. He's not going to make better decisions because he never does.
Right.
So.
Oh, goodness.
Keep up the fail.
Yes, please.
Keep up the fail, Donnie.
All right, y'all. This one, it's 1740, not 740. I ain't been here that long, y'all. It's been a day already. It's whoo. Okay. We've had the. Let's glide down. We're gonna have to glide down for a minute. Sort of like a paratrooper.
Oh no.
Yeah. Paratroopers may be delivering a gifted flag to Trump at the Army's 250th birthday parade. Organizers are, quote, eager to emphasize that the event is not being held in his honor to avoid the suggestions that the spectacle resembles something out of a dictatorship. So far, the parade plans include 28 Abrams tanks, 6,700 soldiers, 50 helicopters, 34 horses, 2 mules, and a dog. I want to ask who the dog is so much, but I'm Jesus, shut my mouth. As of now, there are no plans to sing happy birthday to either Trump or the Army, but we all know that is subject to change. The parade is set to be broadcast live, which is why it's going to be in the evening, so that way he can get the most eyeballs on it. Will this blatant show of authoritarian cosplay wake anyone up? Because it's going to look like Tiananmen Square.
True.
Tupperware spaghetti face, Dollar Tree dictator hairpiece. Oh my gosh, Becca, I love that.
Yeah, well, nothing says dictatorship like 28 tanks, was it? 50 helicopters and one extremely needy man waiting for applause.
And the dog.
Yeah. And the dog.
Poor dog. The mules? Really? I can make so many jokes, but I'm not going to. But y'all know I want to. Phyllis.
He's an ass.
Right? No, Philip says they forgot to mention Annabelle.
Apparently that's now a running joke on the channel.
They're gonna put her in a little saddle. She's gonna ride on the back of the dog. I like Dollar Tree too, Joyce. The coconuts.
This is ridiculous. They're paratroopers who are going to
sail down,
float down to deliver a special flag to the moron, President Dumpster Fire himself.
Yes.
And they're going to be 28 tanks on U.S. roads.
Yes.
When's the last time we saw U.S. tank not being like carried on something? You see that all the time. They're like tanks being moved around on trucks, on railroad cars, that sort of thing. But when's the last time we saw 28 U.S. tanks on U.S. roads?
I do not recall. Thank you so much, Miss Gibson.
Oh, thank you, Miss Gibson. Thank you. That's that. If this isn't a wake-up call,
yeah.
They're going to be protests by some very peaceful, but a whole lot of protests. And I wonder, since it's going to look so much like Tiananmen Square, I wonder if somebody's going to walk out there in front of or try to walk out there and stand in front of them.
Yeah.
This is only 8 blocks.
50 helicopters. You're not going to be able to hear anything. If there's 50 helicopters, logistically, okay, I need someone with military experience to help me out here. I can't help but think, logistically speaking. Now, I understand a couple of the helicopters are going to be dropping off the paratroopers. I get that. They've got to jump from something. Okay. Would 50 helicopters flying around in formations around such a small area jack the wind up to the point to where the landing cannot be like, and they're going to have to plant. Where are they planning this? Is DC just going to be, because they're going to have to practice, because that's a lot of wind. I'm just thinking physics is a thing, people.
Is anyone, I know this is, I don't know why, but I got a mental image for some reason of Madonna's first marriage ceremony.
Oh, the Sean Penn and
yeah.
And
they couldn't hear each other. And her veil and the dress is being blown all
and he
over.
Was just so mad. I wonder if Trump's gonna get more mad than Sean Penn was.
It's gonna mess up his hair. High Priestess Chariot. That's the parade. It's the parade float. That is my card of the big slow display. 3 of Wands waiting for Trump waiting for a ship to come in. There's the Sun, there's the King of Wands. Now, it's also, I realize it's going to be in July. So the days will be long. But what time does the sun set in Washington, D.C.?
I don't know. But it's like from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. At some point, it will be dark.
Yeah. Could someone ask the Google machine, please? What time does the sun set on the day this is happening? Because there's the sun, which makes me feel like this is a problem. There's Dumpy in the ship that he's waiting for his ship to come in. No, he's waiting for the applause. He's waiting for the
Someone says around 8:30. Okay, 8:39, somewhere between 8 and 9. Okay.
It says Washington D.C.
I do. The chat has scrolled, so I don't know who said it. It's somebody. This is why we need to put Annabelle on the back of the dog so we can protect the dog from Christy Gnome.
Oh gosh. Yeah, you're gonna need something. Well, the other the other thing about 50 helicopters at that point, wouldn't it block out the sun? Just
Yeah.
From Wagner. Dun, da, 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 da.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's thinking it's going to look like MASH, but this is not what's going to happen. It's going to be bad. No.
Oh, gosh. Veronica's saying he'll be 2 hours late. This is so minor arcana. This is 5. Okay, so trying to stir stuff up. All the MAGA faithful will be there. Look at our victory parade. Nostalgia. All right, so the what it comes down to is at 1610, the question becomes, what's the backlash on this going to look like? Is this going to be a rah, isn't this great? Or is this going to be seen in the country as, we're not like this?
Tony Clifton, someone give Annabelle a tour of a Cybertruck factory. Oh.
By the way, she's not missing.
Oh, good. I feel better. I feel infinitely better.
Although I have to say, just very quickly about that. All right, I've seen the box that she's in, that she lives in. Right, it looks like a shed about this big, with a glass front. It's got a little roof on it, and it's got right above the door, in that little triangle above the door, the roof. There's a cross. Right, the lighting's a little, but it's okay. It's there. But somebody. Oh, and there's another one next to it with a different doll. Okay, but here's the thing. Why on earth, on the left-hand side of that box, to the left of the door, right there on the wood, on her box, is there a devil tarot card stuck there?
I've seen that.
Why? Why? Anyway, all right. What's is backlash? 6 of Swords. Oh yeah, this is the movement of all the weapons. World. It's a spectacle. 10 of Pentacles. This is all of our stuff. Justice. Very unstable, unsteady. Refusal. It's gonna be a big thing, but it feels like it's gonna sour some people's stomachs. And the other thing is, you know how they're already having trouble with the budget? Trying to get that passed. The money being spent on this.
Yeah. So far, $45 million has been spent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big thing, but this is pathetic. Page of Wands. MAGA is very small compared to our military, but aren't we great? MAGA, but it's very small. This is Major Arcana. This is the thing, and then this is the little tiny pointed heads of the president, the dumpster fire administration. So.
Oh goodness. Kaludi, honey, that the payments are done through YouTube. We have we don't have any say on that. You would have to check YouTube on that. I don't know, honey. I'm sorry.
Sorry, sorry. Who was it? I'm so sorry. There was somebody in the chat. It scrolled past. Somebody was saying they're talking about putting down metal plates on the roads to protect them. I think that, and that was a while ago. I'm so sorry. I just remembered. What, they just have that laying around? You have 8 blocks of metal. You'd need more than 8. 8 blocks of metal. This is ridiculous.
It's quite ridiculous.
Okay.
Well, let's step out of DC for a minute and go a little further north, shall we?
Yeah.
At 2045,
Thank
King
you,
Charles.
I just said thank you, Deb.
King Charles has seemingly had it with the Nacho Narcissist. King traveled to Canada. This man is battling cancer. Okay. He got up because he is Team Petty.
If there's one thing we know,
yes,
it's a Charlie
Petty. Kind of petty. Yeah.
Yeah.
King traveled to Canada to attend the opening of the 45th session of Parliament and made a speech that included the following. We will unleash a new era of growth that will ensure we don't just survive the ongoing trade wars, but emerge from them stronger than ever.
Ooh.
After being reminded just who Canada actually belongs to, will Trumplethinskin keep pushing the ridiculous 51st state idea?
So, yeah. Trump thinks he has a legacy. Charles rolls up with 1,000 years of monarchy.
Yeah.
The burden of MAGA. Look, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, and this is just my opinion. I am not a fan of Charles. I'm just not. And I'm not saying if you are, good for you. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind, but I am not a fan. But I know that, how old is he? And he is a cancer patient. And that man, any man of that age who is a cancer patient, who has to get on a plane
to do a whirlwind 20-hour round trip.
That's pathetic. The burden. Yeah. Magician. This is the magician is how you use resources. And this is Charles, kind of with that posture.
Very spot on, yes.
This is mine. This is ours over here. These are our resources. Darling. Yeah. 3 of Cups. There is nothing that is going to make Canada more liberal and frankly maybe even embrace their Commonwealth status. Or actually they're not. Are they still part officially? Okay. Faster than the vile cretin who is currently running the United States of America. So.
Oh, yes, Deb. Charles's speech was very good. Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
But this aggressive nonsense from MAGA and Trump and all of that. I've got a DEATH card and a 6 of Pentacles. So, that's a thought. We know that Charles is not well.
Right.
And nobody on this earth, none of us gets out alive.
Correct.
But when Charles passes, the monarchy isn't going to fall apart. Whereas when Trump passes, his cult very much is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
William
gotta
can be more petty than Charles. So, okay.
Yeah. So let's maybe there's some way we should find to remind the dumpster fire that he yeah. That he's a wannabe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh goodness. Oh yes, Oxford Cat. It probably was a request from the PM of Canada, but the fact of the matter is that Charles didn't hesitate. He went over there and did it just to prove, hey. And he talked about how independent Canada was, and how he gave a really, really good, rousing speech. So yes. Oh goodness. All right. At 2610, Cosmic Goat Lady had a question that made me giggle because I am too in tune to pop culture as of late, as of ever. So, will Elon start losing U.S. government contracts because he is bad-mouthing the BB bill, the big beautiful bill, and is going against
bonkers bill?
Mm-hmm, and is going against the dictator in chief. So Elon did an interview where he talked about how the big beautiful bill, it's so bad for DOGE. It is so bad. It is very, very bad. And it is ridiculous. It needs to be stopped. And he is disappointed.
Oh.
But when I saw this BB bill, all I could think of is that stuff with Drake that we talked and that we talked about months ago, and the BBL jersey, and I was like, yes, this bill is a Brazilian butt lift. This is what it is. So that's all this is. It's lipstick on a pig. It is, calling it a big beautiful bill is a Brazilian butt lift. So yeah.
Oh gosh.
Prayers, sorrow. Yes, Kay. Absolutely.
Prayers, sorrows.
Yes.
Okay. Yes and no. Elon is complaining, but Trump doesn't actually. How do I put this? The difference between Donald J. for Genius Trump and Ivanka is that deep down, I mean, they're both narcissists, but deep down, Donald knows what he is. It's why he self-sabotages so much. It's why he is vile, but deep down, he knows what a piece of work he is. Whereas Ivanka doesn't.
This is true.
Deep down, President Dumpster Fire, he knows he does not have as many allies as he should.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that there's vulnerability there.
Mm-hmm.
So Elon running his mouth might make him mad briefly, but it's more SpaceX. I think one of their rockets just blow up again?
Poof. Yes.
Yeah, it went poof. Tesla's a disaster. But there are a lot of various. Elon is just going to get kind of put in that same category as Bezos and Zuckerberg and Tim Apple.
Tim Cook. Yeah.
No, Tim Apple.
Tim Apple.
Tim Apple. I know it's Tim Cook. It's Tim Apple is what Trump called him.
Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. One of the... No. It was during his last time in office. There was a big meeting of all of these CEOs and heads of these big companies. Yes, he did. And this is Tim and Tim Apple. He called him Tim Apple. Yep.
Y'all.
Yeah. These are just the corporations and the. But yeah, who's going to decide who gets the contracts? Eight of Cups. This is walking away, leaving things unfinished. Three of Swords. Ouch. 10 of Wands is a burden. 4 of Swords is quiet as a tomb. Things are not going well in Elon land, and they're not going to get better.
No.
Twitter is a mess.
Yeah, it is.
Tesla is cratering.
Mm-hmm.
SpaceX is not flying high.
Literally, not too high.
Yeah. That's what will hurt. So, will he lose some of the contracts? He might, but it isn't necessarily because he's running his mouth.
Okay. My heart bleeds peanut butter, as we would say here.
Yeah. Womp
womp. Okay, at 31:20, Kristen had uncovered the news, had a question.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, are we going to see Trump having his allies arrest his enemies?
Like overseas?
Oh, yes.
Or in the...
Well, either in any form. So I think she meant overseas at the time.
Well, if you're talking about Americans, not enough of them are overseas. And not enough of them are going to countries where Trump even has allies that would be willing to do something like that. And don't forget all of the cases that Trump is losing. One after the next, after the next. Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Annie. Yes.
Thank you. 8 of Cups. Things. Okay, here's a partnership, but 4 of Swords, it's quiet as a tomb again. So no. No, I mean, if I think it would be a different question if we were talking about arresting Democrats, but even that's being overturned. The courts are standing up and going, no.
Right.
I'm sure many of you have already heard this term, but I had not, and I get my joy where I can find it.
Hit me.
So those of you who are aware of the Byrd rule, BYRD, the Byrd rule in Congress, which is if there is a reconciliation bill between the House of Representatives and the Senate, that bill cannot have anything that is not directly related to monetary, the budget. You can't sneak other stuff in there.
Okay.
It can only be that. Apparently, when they sit down with the House and the Senate sit down and they're trying to work out what to keep in the final bill, I heard this morning, I heard it called the Byrd bath. I love that. I thought that
is hysterical.
Not just for Republicans. It's either party.
Absolutely hysterical.
The Byrd bath. Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Can you check your microphone?
Oh no.
No, it's fine. It seems to be we're going up and down, and I didn't know if it was.
Oh no, it's okay. The default.
Okay, it might just be on my end. Okay.
No, it's probably me. Does that sound any different?
That's good, right there.
Okay. I'll just type it's the same. Okay. All right.
Okay. Sorry. All right, y'all. I'm mad at this one. This one affects me. So I'm glad you didn't get to this yesterday because I wanted to be here for this one. So at 34:50, see this face? Okay. It was announced that Louisiana will be the first state to use a new voter maintenance database from DOGE. The database combines information about a person's immigration status and death records in an attempt to keep Louisiana voter rolls accurate. How will this go, and will it ensure that Mikey stays in office?
Poor Sarah. In Mikey's district. Is there any local gossip about him?
Not really.
Speaker
Not
Mikey,
really.
the heretic.
He's a bit of a, every time that there's some big immigration thing and there's some mass deportation, he goes to a local ethnic restaurant.
Really?
His pictures taken him, like, right when everything first started with ICE, he was at one of the major Mexican restaurants in town, and then he's gone to other ethnic restaurants anytime they talk. I guess he's trying to prove that he's not trying to get rid of everybody. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Catherine said several readers have been having sound issues. It appears to be YouTube. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Well, there you have the emperor. All right. There has been some arguing against this. Two of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, disappointment, Empress, and the government, the country and the government. So it just is. I don't know that I'm not really picking up on anything other than we're in the thick of this mess. And this is just one of those things. But if we all vote for Democrats, yes, we can bypass any shenaniganery that they want to pull during the midterms.
Amy, you have a point. He's trying to prove he is not racist. That shows he is racist. Yes.
Yes.
So, oh, goodness. All right.
Okay.
At 3750. Orangina is now demanding Harvard hand over the names of all of its international students so he can, quote, see who they are. We need to see who they are. Ignoring the fact that he could easily have found that out if he hadn't destroyed the Department of Education. What is he planning to do with this list? The Department of Education did have ways to pull up, because you still have to, like, when you fill out a FAFSA or anything like that, like, they have ways to see there's permits that have to be filed for these international students and visas and whatnot, and all that's filed with the Department of Ed. But he's destroyed any way to easily search that, because there's nobody in that job anymore.
You know how right at the beginning we were listing all the ways that Trump has failed this week, and it's only Wednesday.
Yes.
And Monday was a holiday. Every one of these, I pulled 5. I pulled a card for the reading, then 5, and then I pulled another 3 with the card for the reading. Not one major arcana. Not one. All lowercase, lower energy. There's the man himself twisting everything, as he does. Trying to take something that has been going on for a long time, and trying to kill it, basically. 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 7 of Cups. So he ends up feeling beaten up over this absolute garbage he's spouting.
Right.
There's a lot of money involved. And he's just trying to add insult to injury and be a brat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, Acadian Proud, I did see that this morning. Rubio has instructed U.S. embassies and consulates to temporarily halt scheduling new visa interviews for international students because they want to increase the vetting of all of their social media profiles. Yeah. Fun
Carolyn,
times.
thank you so much. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Thank you, Carolyn.
Carolyn gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Here's the thing. Oh, this is dying. Here's the thing. What was I going to say? We're talking about students.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry. It just went straight out of my head. Okay.
No, you're good.
Trying to juggle too much.
We're talking about students and the social media. Is that where you were thinking?
Oh yeah, that was it. They do realize that a lot of young people on social media don't use their real names.
Mm-hmm.
And so all they have to do is delete the app off their phones and
yeah. International visitors are being told, it's like in the UK, they're being advised to bring a burner phone.
Yeah.
When they come over here and leave the regular phone at home that has no apps or social media. And that way it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
This is so stupid.
It is. It's sad.
This is so deeply stupid.
Yeah.
I likened it to a scene I have at the end of one of the stories I wrote a long time ago, where there was, the bad guy, and there were cameras all around the building, and there are these monitors, and he's mad, and he's going to destroy it, but today, so he can get away scot-free, and so he picks up some object and he starts breaking the monitors and knocking down the cameras and all of that, and even the characters and the other characters in the story are like, you know that information goes to the cloud, right? The video's not in the monitors, and it's not stored in the cameras. It's not. And I just keep thinking about that, self-serving as it is, to quote one of my own stories. Oh, Oxford Cat, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. But that's this.
Yeah.
We're going to check your social media. Really? Really?
Yes.
Do you know how many different social media accounts people have?
Quite a few.
But they think that everyone is of it isn't even of a certain age. It's just so lacking in knowledge, or I don't know. Anyway, it is unhinged. It is so divorced from reality. Anyway, I'm sorry. I will quit.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, goodness. All right. So at 44:10. All right. This one is tech billionaires are sounding the alarm on a jobs apocalypse. Looks like AI could erase half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and hike unemployment to 10 to 20% within the next 1 to 5 years in fields like finance, tech, and law. How big will this shift actually be? Because the days of entry-level positions.
Yeah, and I know that we deal with some heavy topics here, and but I'm afraid this isn't a channel where we just don't talk about any of the worst possibilities. I believe that if you are forewarned, you are forearmed.
Yes.
So there's also some worry about the other thing we should look at is worry about a potential banking mess from because the rules against banks investing in crypto are being weakened by this administration.
Yeah.
Oh man. But anyway, right now let's look at the jobs thing. We have to embrace technology. We have to. I mean, there's just no way around it.
Yeah.
You gotta, I always jokingly say, don't try nothing, don't learn nothing. But I really do believe that. And I'm always, poor Miss Sarah, usually I'm just like, even this morning, I was like, do you have a minute? Can you look at this with me? Because where does this go here? And how does that? And then I guess I'll need to, and you don't have to do it alone because there are probably people in your lives or friends of yours or family who are also wanting to figure out how a website works or something online or something in AI works or and that's part of the problem with all of those planets changing signs now. Because what it says in astrology is that this is one of those moments in history where there's a before and an after.
Oh, yeah.
And I said the other day that the whole time I was growing up, I just had this really strong feeling like I was here to witness something. And people of a certain age, we went from 3 TV channels where the remote control was me. Go up and change the channel. You could have turned the channel, clunk, 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 to this. In one lifetime. That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
So we're already having housing problems. Families moving back in together. Plus, there's a big demographic shift going on right now because a lot of the boomers are starting to hand off, or they either hand off or they pass on, and houses are being left to children who are obviously adult children, but they're not necessarily doing a great job of setting things up so that their children can, either they're estranged or they're just not being savvy enough to find a good way to pass on their homes to others in their family without creating huge tax burdens. They're not doing the upkeep on the houses that would make it financially viable for the house to be sold.
Yeah.
They're all through the 70s, 80s, 90s, just all of it. There was this constant refrain of, oh, don't pay off your house. You get the tax breaks from still owing on your house. Never, or don't pay off your house. And well,
yeah. That's not where we're at now.
No. No. Turns out that was not great advice.
No.
Queen of Pentacles. So yes, those with money, those in positions of power already, you will get more of a stretching between, it's the, I keep likening it to like pulling, I don't know, taffy, some kind of silly putty, I don't know, but you've got this small amount at the top and that's the super rich, and then
Mhm.
there's like a blob in the middle, and then there's a bigger blob down here.
Mhm.
And it's the rich, the middle class, and the poor, and it's just being stretched even more. The differences between the super rich and the poor,
Mhm.
and the middle class is just disappearing. And that's what this is going to add to. So I'm not trying to be doom and gloom at all. What I'm
Right.
saying is that we need to, in the same way in getting through this year, we've been sharing ideas, we've been sharing information, been sharing options. Then this is what we need to continue to do. How are you using this? How are you?
Right.
Have you learned something? Is there a good website? Has there, what's useful? But those who already have money obviously will be in a position of strength. We know that. But, and this is a thing. With the changes in astrology, some of this stuff is repeating. Because it takes 248 years for Pluto to go around the sun.
Mhm.
And in this little section of North America, and up
Mhm.
near
Mhm.
Russia, and then way out in the Pacific.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously that wasn't a part of it at the time, but what was going on 248 years ago? Yeah. Yeah. And isn't one of the outer planets going back into the sign where it was at the beginning of the Civil War, something? So it doesn't necessarily have to lead to war, but and it's good that these planets are in good aspect to each other, but
Right.
because with I've got rich, I'm super rich up here, I've got all this money, blah blah blah. Really? Because feeling very beaten up, and there's a big chariot card. And what that's saying to me is, you cannot have this kind of wealth inequality. And worse,
Right.
it only lasts for a certain amount of time before the big puddle at the bottom, of those who are suffering,
Yeah.
decides to pull
Mhm.
the taffy silly putty down.
Mhm.
So this is really dumb, guys. This is really stupid.
Yeah.
Don't care about others. It's not all about you.
Right.
And you don't need $4 billion personally. Nobody. I mean, nobody. No single individual needs $4 billion.
Oh goodness, this is true. You are speaking facts. As the kids would say, you are dropping bars. Yes.
Why, thank you. I think that is a
Yes.
great compliment.
Yes.
I'm going to look here at, is a sooner later. Well, it's being hastened by these dumpster fire, this deregulation, this, oh my gosh, this budget, the amount of money they're giving to the rich, and then putting more
Yeah.
taxes on the most poor. How stupid can you? Oh, yeah, that's right. Who we're talking about? Okay.
Mhm.
Right now they're just running their mouths about how great it's going to be. 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. Empress and Temperance. I'm glad to see this Temperance card. So there's already some changes happening. These are not, I'm glad these are not heinous cards. Let me see if I can get some more information. Okay. Be sensible.
Okay.
I know this sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but I am getting, okay, if you don't do anything, you just go, you will end up with sleepless nights and in a worse position. But it's one of those things where, but if you have been even doing little things, I mean, all the way down to keeping up with your mending so you don't have to buy things as often. I know how many people are already very much living under the poverty level, and everything's really tight and they're already having trouble, but every little thing you can do to help yourself will matter. It does matter over time. It's like when you fly across the country. If you just change your trajectory by just a little, over time, you go in a completely different place, and it's not a huge change.
Right.
So that and you may not like technology, but you need to embrace it. There are some fun things about technology. So find it, and you don't have to be like, oh gosh, I've got to go learn all this stuff. I don't want to learn. There are good things. There are things you might be like, hey, I've always wanted to do that. Hey, I'd like a better way to do this. Try it.
Also,
Try it.
Yes. Also, because we're looking at these fields that are going to have a problem with entry-level positions. If you have young people in your life that are struggling, that don't already know what they want to do, the UK actually has a list, I need to find it, of endangered occupations. And these are occupations like you and I were talking about, glass blowing, different things that cannot be done. I mean, these are artisanal things that cannot be done by a computer, that are a dying art. And these are things, and again, like you were saying, what is everything sort of flips. What is down comes up, and whatnot. So we very well may see a shift back to artisanal, handcrafted things in a lot of different ways. So this is definitely something like a little bug to put in a young one's ear, that they can make a really good living learning these dying arts, because somebody needs to. Somebody is going to have to, or they're going to be gone.
Right.
So
and there are people who you get better quality with this handmade stuff. And if things are not going as well in the country, well, there's still things people need to buy.
Right.
So
I know that there's some scientific glass, like beakers, that can only be handmade and nobody remembers how to do them. So there is a limited amount of them that exist. There's only like a couple hundred worldwide, and that's it. And when they're gone, they're gone. So there's things like that. Yes.
And I mean, there are all kinds of the other thing that the technology has allowed us to do is to offer our services, and to offer whatever kind of services to people and make some money or extra money. I mean, I remember, this is as obscure as it gets, but because I was so interested in art and book restoration and all this kind of stuff, and I love art, paper related art. I was told about how apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently there is a market for, it's like it's like there's a particular like page in the Quran or whatever it is, but it's if you make like replicas of this very aged particular
Mm-hmm.
document, whatever it is, it's near and dear to some people's hearts, and they will pay you.
Yeah.
You will have an ongoing source of income.
Yes.
And if you are into that carefully recreating, crafting these replicas, and you can't do that with a machine.
Right.
So I'm just saying that there are, it isn't that every job's going to disappear.
Right. You just got to get creative.
We're going to have to get creative. Yeah.
Coaching. Embrace.
Yes, mm-hmm. But embrace it. People are going to need coaching of all kinds. Yeah.
So we're definitely going to have to start thinking outside the box. So.
Right.
Okay. Well, it is Wednesday. So this next question, I'm going to move from Allison. I'm going to move till tomorrow, but we will get to it tomorrow.
Okay. And tomorrow, I would also like to, if you don't mind, just putting a little something there about looking at the crypto banking stupidity.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. But we're going to leave on a positive note.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you take this away, my dear.
Oh, okay. This is under the heading of "Not all who wander are lost." All right, we've politics, South Africa, Capetown, all that. Okay, we've seen what happened, all of that. But meanwhile, in Capetown, in South Africa, a large elephant seal, 4,400 pound elephant seal, decided he would go on a little jaunt. So he decided he was going to go onto land, and he was just going to do and run some errands,
as one does.
As one does. So the police set up cars, and they set up a barrier, and he's 4,400 pounds. Yeah. So he just went boonk and kept going. Yeah. So then he went in the shopping district, the shopping area. He had a few things to pick up. So after a long adventure, they started worrying that he would get exhausted, what have you. So exactly. they lightly sedated him, and they picked him up. We have no idea how. But they picked up his 4,400 pound and returned him to his little home in the wild. So, after the seal was safely sedated and returned seaside, he presumably went on and shared his adventures with his friends after he woke up from his nap. So, why did the elephant seal cross the road? Because absolutely no one was going to be able to stop him. There we go. Also, being lightly sedated and returned home. Isn't that how we all want our shopping trips to end?
Yes. Yes.
Just sedate me, gently sedate me, and then return me home. I'll be fine. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and there was one other thing, show up somewhere you don't belong, ignore all social cues, and leave sedated. There we go. Yes. So, but the thing is that he went on his little adventure. There is some mess to clean up, but he wasn't hurt. Nobody was hurt.
Mm-mm.
Except whoever, the cars at the barrier maybe, or the barrier just, yeah, that's,
yeah.
But yeah, just a little adventure. Wee through the air.
Yes.
He was annoyed about something, or she was annoyed about something.
I think it was a fella.
It was a fella. Yeah. He had places to be. He had things to do. He was on a schedule.
did not have time for this foolishness. Sorry.
He whatever he was trying to do, yeah, that wasn't the shopping district that he needed to be at. I don't think he could pick anything up. Then he went wee, and then he was home telling his friends.
So
I also think they're going to build some kind of they may build some kind of permanent barrier or something just so this doesn't happen again quickly. But all right, wee, that's where we're leaving it today.
Oh, Lewis, he was looking for a seal of approval.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. Miss Sarah, thank you for coming on. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, yeah, everything's better when Miss Sarah's there. So,
No.
and thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So, that will do it for today. It's 1:18 p.m. here in Chicago and in Louisiana.
Yes.
I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm here literally every single day of the year. Have been for years. And but at 3:00 Central Time, we'll be over on Creative Sprints. Miss Sarah will be starting today, and I will roll in when I can, as soon as I can. Wednesday, got a standing thing I've got to do, but yeah. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You are not alone. We are in this together.
Yes.
And there are good days ahead. All right. So hang in there and we'll just keep talking. Just keep talking, ideas, support. We'll get through this. All right. And I'll see you later. All right.